What's cooking, Juventus fans? Welcome back to your old lady's favorite YouTube channel. Now, today we've got multiple things going on when it comes to, obviously, we're in the final 2 days of the Mercato, so we got to talk about that. Max Allegri had a presser to preview the match against Spezia, so we're going to do kind of a combo video. It's going to be news, and it's going to be presser. Stick with me. We'll fill you in. Ciao ragazzi, welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone. My name is Justin Sovro, and today it is Tuesday, August 30th, 2022. Of course, I got your latest rundown of all things Juventus, all the news you hear about each and every day. Before doing anything, though, do me a solid favor. Hit that like button, Hulk smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. Without anything else to do, though, let's go ahead and get into it. I think I meant to say without further ado, but you know what I meant. Anyway, let's just go in and get into the video. Very first up, let's go ahead and get into Max Allegri's presser, and then we'll get into the big news of the day. Max Allegri says, I have not yet decided on this lineup. There will be the returns in terms of availability, of Fagioli, and of Di Maria. So that's kind of a little bit surprising. I would imagine Di Maria probably will still be a bit of a ways off. Fagioli, we'll see what happens, especially given that right now Fagioli's on at the edge of a sword right now. Is he going to Cremonese? Is he going somewhere else? Is he staying with Juve? What's happening there? If he gets some playing time, it would be definitely good for him to get an opportunity to maybe try to instill himself there and to try to stay with the club long term. He goes on to say, still need to decide if Milik will start. So that would be an interesting bit to see if Milik can really go out there and prove his worth, especially there's plenty of doubters out there. And when I say doubters, I mean me, obviously. But it'll be interesting to see him out there and how does he do, especially if he's deciding to start him alongside Vlahovic, or is he resting somebody? That's something I want to know too. If the youngsters are good, he says, they will play. Now, this is one that I kind of got to talk a little bit about. If the youngsters are good, they will play, which goes a little bit against everything I've seen him actually do over the last few weeks when it comes to Juventus. I think we've seen evidence that when it comes to some of the youngsters, they are good. They have played better than a lot of the starting players. Weston McKennie, even though I love my American compatriot, better than Weston McKennie, and yet they're still sitting there on the bench. And when you've seen Rovella and Moretti and even Fagioli at times get in there, they've usually performed fairly well. So we'll see if he actually sticks by that, or if he actually means what he says when he says that if they're good, they'll play, right? All right. I guess I didn't really say much about the Spezia game before I really just ran right into this thing. All I really say is it's Spezia. Juve, even with their struggles right now, even with the team in disarray as it is with injuries and all that, you should take care of Spezia, right? I think we can all agree on that. All right, let's continue on. Max Allegri then goes on to say, if everything proceeds as the best way from next week, Pogba will start running a bit. So just some good signs. If Pogba continues to heal, continues to get better, he'll start running, and then before you know it, he'll start, solo training, and the next thing you know, he's back on the pitch. I will see how long this is going to take. We had, I'm not even going to say it. We had some dates out there. Okay, I can say it. We said, September 11th was the date that we expected him to come back, Salernitana around that time. We'll see. I'm going to cross my fingers right now because I'm not hopeful, just because we've seen injuries with Juve. And we've seen how quickly, if people come back, how quickly they usually end up injured once again, right? He goes on to say Bonucci will be back for Fiorentina, so that'll be good. Again, I know whatever your feelings are about Bonucci, but at the same time, Juve need their center backs, and they need more center backs in that room to be ready to go. We have played 3 games. There is no need for rest. I will field the best possible lineup tomorrow. Well, that answers my question in the first half of this, which was, are you going to rest Vlahovic? Are you going to rest any guys like that? No, it doesn't look like he's going to be rested, and I don't know what I did over my words right there, but I'm interested to see, can Vlahovic and Milik play together? Or is that more of a substitution role where Milik should just come in for Vlahovic rather than playing side by side? That'll be an interesting one to see for me. All right, let's continue on, though. Max Allegri, other comments that he had to say before he wrapped up his presser. He said McKennie was coming back from a dislocated shoulder. He did what he could do. He's growing in condition, and I'm happy. Here's the thing. Typically, and I want to give people the benefit of the doubt. I want to give players the benefit of the doubt, but also there's been plenty of instances with players that I've been heavy-handed with when it comes to injuries, right? When it comes to coming back from injuries. So I don't want to give McKennie right now, McKinney has not been impressive. McKinney's been flat out bad. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to go over here and defend him because I like Weston McKennie, right? I think right now, what I've seen from him has not been good enough. If it actually is an injury issue, should he have been playing, or should you have been given that playing time to one of the younger guys? Get obviously Rovella's a regista role, but giving Minetti, giving even Fagioli more playing time. I don't know. Let's see. He goes on to say, though, about Fagioli, he says, I think Fagioli will stay at Juventus. So that's almost a shocker, because I think we've had a lot of news here lately pointing towards, I think even last night, I even want to say last night that I think Nico Schietta and people like that were saying that negotiations were proceeding with Cremonese about Fagioli staying. So one of two things: either he is staying at Juventus and Max Allegri knows, and Max Allegri is calling that shot, or Max Allegri is even out of the loop and Juve are negotiating behind the scenes and going to send him on out because they need to make room in the midfield too. We talked about that a little bit yesterday. To bring in a guy like Paredes, you need to really open up the midfield. Three guys really need to head out. You're looking at Artur Melo, you're looking at Rovella, probably because Paredes and Rovella play the same position, and then it looked like Fagioli was going to be the other easy option to leave. Is there somebody else that could leave, or are they going to have it a little bit more cluttered than they need? We'll see. Final comments, though, he says, let's call them players, not young people. I am the coach, and I make the choices about the match, regardless if the player is 18 or 35. As in the case of Minetti, who had a good match with Roma, if they are good, they play. Juventus must aim to win. So I don't know exactly what I'm supposed to do with that. I agree. I mean, I agree with the sentiments, but once again, I think we've seen evidence that Minetti is good. We've seen evidence that Minetti is talented. We've seen evidence that Minetti can be a really good player for Juventus in the future, and he's still been reluctant to play him until here recently. We'll see if he keeps it up. Keep an eye on that. Also, just kind of jot down a note in your mental reminder of these comments that Max Allegri has said to see if he actually sticks with it throughout the season. All right, let's get into the actual news of the day, though. Besides the presser of what Max Allegri had to say, let's get in the news. First up, of course, we're going to talk about what's going on with Leandro Paredes' situation. Kind of shocking a lot of people. It's not done yet. It's still not done, and it was kind of surprising to a lot of people, myself included. Nico Schietta reporting saying that expected new talks today between Juventus and PSG to try to close the agreement for Leandro Paredes, who wants to join Juve and has already agreed personal terms with the Bianconeri, which are confident to sign him. Paris asked an obligation to buy upon reaching easy conditions. Well, we have following that, we actually have PSG's coach Galtier via Giovanni Albanese just commenting on it and saying Paredes will not be in the group for tomorrow's game. He's found an agreement with Juventus. His head is elsewhere, even though he is still a PSG player. I was gonna do I really have a comment on this? I think this is just confirmation that he's coming to Juve and that we don't need to probably worry about it. I mean, things could still break down, but we probably don't need to worry as much. Though, if I really want to comment on, a coach and the way he said it, it doesn't bother me. I'll be honest, he's moving on. What else is he gonna say? But it does seem like a slight dig, just a slight dig at the end there, saying his head's elsewhere, even though he's still a PSG player. It's almost like calling somebody unprofessional, saying you're already moving on to your next job. You're not professional enough to continue to do this job until your new job you start there. I guess I don't know. It is what it is. All right, and then Nico Schietta comes back with another update today saying that Leandro Paredes to Juventus from PSG on loan with option to buy, which will become an obligation upon reaching certain conditions, is at a final stage. Contract until 2026 at 1+3. So there we go. Looks like that's what we have. What we were still waiting to find out, though, what are the parameters, though, to make it an obligation rather than an option? If you know me, not excited about the idea of Paredes coming to Juventus. But what I do know is that, if Max Allegri wants his guy, Max Allegri, go get your guys, and you better win with them. And you better perform well, and you better get this ball rolling. If you don't, well, probably see you at the end of the season. But what I'm really trying to see right here now is I don't want to see how difficult are these parameters going to be. If it's going to be easy enough that he can stay with the club, Max Allegri still somehow gets fired and let go, and then Juve are stuck with him for another couple seasons. I'm not here for that. But we'll see what happens. All right. And then we have, let's see, I think we have one more update with that. Yeah, I think we do. Romeo Guidetti just giving a kind of a little bit of a heel turn, but basically saying that we're all right. But saying strong interest in the last hours by Arsenal for Paredes. But the player, as explained by Gattier, wants Juve decisive hours for the future of the Argentine midfielder. So we wait. We sit here. Will it be today or will it be the final day? Will it be Thursday? I doubt it'll be tomorrow. Maybe it could be, but being that it's a match day, I don't think it's likely that he'll be playing tomorrow. Or not that he'll be playing, that it'll be a here we go tomorrow. It's probably either today or it's Thursday. We'll see which one it is. Let's continue on, though, because we have an update about another player that is all, like I said, all signs are pointing toward Paredes being the guy and actually getting done for Juve, and that is Romeo Guidetti, confirmation. Nicolo Rovella joins Monza on a season-long loan. This is one that it does disappoint me. I'm going to be frank. It does disappoint me to see Nicolo Rovella leave Juventus and to go to Monza. It makes sense. I understand it. But at the same time, I really liked what I was seeing from Rovella, and I was really hoping to see him stay with the club. I was going to be quiet about it. There's a part of me that was kind of hoping maybe the Paredes deal, maybe it falls through, and maybe we get stuck with Rovella, and then we get to see what he does for a season. But Max Allegri will get his guy. We'll see how Rovella does. Does he continue to develop? Does he continue to do well over at Monza? And then maybe he can come back next season. We will see. All right. And then the final bit of news of the day, and this one's going to be, it's not a big one, but it's if you're a little frustrated with the Mercado, as maybe some people here at the channel have been, then maybe this one's not going to make you feel any better. But basically, Milinkovic-Savic's agent was speaking with Corriere dello Sport and basically confirmed what a lot of people know, but everyone at Juventus loves Milinkovic-Savic. I've talked about it as often in the past, but the reality is right now, Sergei's project is too expensive for Juventus. They were clear and correct with it. So all the dreams, all the hopes, all the wishes to see Milinkovic-Savic come in this Mercado were never going to happen. Juventus knew that they wanted Pogba. They were going all in on Pogba because obviously he's a great player, but because he's cheap, because you get him on a free, and he lowered his wages. Di Maria, only reason you get another really good player, because he's cheap, because he's moving on a free, and he's only paying for a year. I don't need to go through Kostic, 15 mil. You know what I'm saying? That's what this is in the Mercado. Cheap, easy. It is what it is. I'm not trying to be negative, but it is what it is. Hopefully, we'll see if Juventus can, find some money in the couch cushions next Mercado and see if we can bring in guys like a Milinkovic-Savic, other names, bigger names, bigger dollar names, maybe. We'll see. But it is what it is. I don't know. I know there's plenty of you that are frustrated about Milinkovic-Savic because that one would have been a baller to have at Juve. Could you imagine this team, how much better they'd be with Milinkovic-Savic? That's where I sit with it. And you just get real opinions from me. Anyway, that'll do it for this edition of the news. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Do you agree with my points and my thoughts when it comes to the Mercado, when it comes to Milinkovic-Savic? Or do you disagree? Do you think this has been great? This has been a really, really good one, and you expect big things for the season? What are your predictions for the Spezia match, especially given the comments that Max Allegri said? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you haven't already, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. You can follow me at Justin Sofro on Twitter, and of course you can follow Bianconeri Zone at Bianconeri Zone, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. I'll see you guys next time. Forza Juve, Forza Bianconeri.